So if you look at stillbirth and preterm birth as just primary examples, they vary by plus or minus 20% throughout the UK. And that's once we have corrected statistically for changes in ethnicity and age of the population, or the sociodemographic sort of status of the population in those areas. And that variation is therefore not due to those things, and it's actually due to variation in care. So we know what to do, yes, and the issue is how we're going to make it happen. What we've developed is, you can call it an application, or it's actually a medical device, but it's a piece of software. And this software has three fundamental elements. The first thing is replacing the 60-year-old NHS checklist with an AI, so artificial intelligence-based model that, using routinely collected information, so stuff that we already do, but putting it into an algorithm and producing a numerical risk, allows us to triage women and actually give them personalized care from early pregnancy. And this personalized care will be 4 times more accurate than we do currently using the checklist. What the audience knows for sure is that the UK is one of the leading countries in the world in producing clinical guidance. What you perhaps won't know is that just in pregnancy alone, NICE, which is the major guidance producing body, has 92 guidelines in pregnancy. And then we haven't even taken on RCOG, Royal College of Obstetric guidelines, Royal College of Midwife guidelines, Department of Health, edicts. So suddenly you're expecting my newly qualified midwife and my young junior doctor at 3 a.m. on a Sunday to remember all 92 guidelines, remember the 10 to 20 recommendations that exist within those guidelines, and then know exactly what to apply to which woman. Yes. And we have a system now, whether it's digital or paper, women's notes bury all the relevant information behind pages and pages of digital pages or paper. And they may not pick what's on page 5, subparagraph 3, which is a key assessment, which would change the way they deliver care. But because the tool has all of the right information right at the beginning, and it provides that care continuity of information, it will know that, and it will provide that information in the most appropriate way. So it reminds people what to do to which woman at the right time. Now, it does 2 things. One is that it engages women in her care so that they don't go silent and disappear. I don't want to use the word fobbed off, but not managed ideally, not through malice, but because the doctors and midwives don't have the right information at the right time. So it engages in the care, but it also allows sometimes younger doctors and midwives to have robust information to challenge any obstructions within the system, to access to the right investigation. So you might come along and say, oh, I want to do a scan, and someone says, oh no, you don't need a scan, you're perfectly fine. You say, no. The Tommy's app, the Tommy's app says, because of a priori high risk and because of these presentations, we need to do that. And therefore the senior doctor or midwife then is obliged to write precisely why they think that they shouldn't be doing those things. And that's not going to happen very often. So, we have a double-pronged attack to make sure that women get the right care. Let's look at a biological perspective. There are 150 ways for us to die, Jane, but only one way for us to be born. So from an evolutionary perspective, pound for pound, we're better off focusing our energies on making sure we have a safe birth, because the ramifications of having an unsafe birth are massive, not just to the baby, but to the mother and to the existing family unit. Whereas if we don't get it right, at the end of life, it's not right that we get it wrong, but the ramifications are much, much shorter and much smaller. So evolutionary speaking, getting birth right is so much more important. So right now, our go-to places which are dedicated to pregnancy are Tommy's. So if a donor wants to really change maternity and gynecology care, you've got to put it through a channel which promotes pregnancy and maternity care. And that's why Tommy's is, for me, it's the right organization for us to have come to get this center off the ground.